Okay, it is noon and we're going to start right on time. So I value your time as well as my own. And I know some of you know me, but some of you don't. So I just want to take a second and introduce myself. My name is Lisa Bailey, and I'm a retired school teacher. I taught special ed for 35 years, and I retired last May. And this summer I launched my energy healing business, and muscle testing is a big part of that. I love muscle testing. It is a powerful tool that has enabled me to make very purposeful decisions regarding my health and well-being. So that is really my purpose in providing this class today. So I'm really glad that you're here. Now, if you, throughout this little mini course, if you have questions, please click on the chat button and post your questions on the right-hand side, and I will try to answer those. We do have a Q&A at the end, and so if I'm not able to address them during the little presentation, then I will address them during the Q&A. So we are going to jump right in and get started. I'm going to go ahead and share our screen. Okay, guys, sorry. All right. Here we go. Thank you for being a little bit of patience there. All right. So this is just an introduction to muscle testing. I'm just going to touch the surface on what muscle testing can do for you. And today we're really going to focus on the physical aspects of how muscle testing can enhance your physical well-being. So with that said, I just want to give a little disclaimer, because when we do Q&A, we're going to hear each other's questions and you'll hear those answers, and so it just won't be confidential. I just want you to be aware of that, but I would love people to jump on and ask questions, okay? All righty. The first thing I want you to know is that your intuition trumps all, okay? No matter what I say, I want you to trust your intuition. I don't want you to believe anything I say. At the end of this course, I want you to ask yourself if there's truth in this course for you. And your body will let you know what that truth is. So I want you to connect to your higher power. Now, my higher power is God. I'm a God-centered woman, and I connect to Him every day. And I'm going to ask you to trust your intuition and ask yourself if there's truth in this course for you. Now, one thing I've learned is that muscle testing never takes the place of prayer. And it doesn't take the place of your intuition. But if you combine all of those, it is a powerful tool. Okay, some of you may have heard of the word applied kinesiology. And that's just a fancy way of saying muscle testing. And so, but I like to refer it to as muscle testing because a lot of us are familiar with that. But it is a wonderful tool to access your body and ask questions to find out what is the right answer for you. Now, before we get started, I want to share a few key elements. And I'll tell you the reason why I like to do that. When I started to do research online about muscle testing, a lot of videos just posted how to do it. And I feel like it's important for you to understand, one, why does this work? What does it feel like when I get a yes or a no answer? I want you to know how that feels. And so that's the reason why I want you to have this knowledge first. I mean, if you know why it works and how it works, you're going to get more consistent answers. Hey, Julie. I'm going to mute you, okay? Thank you for joining us. All right, so before we start, I'm going to ask you to do something. I want you to connect to your higher power. I want you to ask for protection and guidance and set a clear, pure intention. Now, I've given you one there, but you can reword that and say anything that resonates with you. And the reason I want you to do that is because when you muscle test, you're really asking for truth. And so by connecting to your higher power asking for protection and guidance, and setting this clear, pure intention, you're going to set that forth. So I want you to actually do that and say to yourself, I am patient with myself as I learn how to muscle test. It is my intention to practice throughout the day and trust my answers. That is a big deal with trusting, because I've known people that have said, Lisa, I have muscle tested for 20 years and I don't trust it. Well, when you set a clear, pure intention, you connect your higher power, and you ask for guidance, that's going to help you start trusting that muscle testing more. Okay. The next really critical, important thing is you want to be in a neutral place. That means you're going to accept a no answer and you're going to accept a yes answer, no matter what it is. Because if you really, really want a yes answer or a no answer, you're going to sway the results of that. Now, when you muscle test, you're really seeking truth. So if you want truth for what's good for your body, make sure you're in a neutral place to accept that. Okay, there's just a few more things I want to teach you and share with you before we actually get started with the muscle testing. It's important that you teach your body how to answer with a yes and how to answer with a no. You know, when I watch these videos on YouTube, they just taught you how to do it. But I want you, what I have found is it's important that you teach your body how you want it to respond. So you're actually going to do the talking to your body today. Now, when your body recognizes something as truth for you, it'll give you a strong response. That means it's going to be a yes. When your body recognizes that something is not your truth, it's going to respond with a weak response or a no. Okay? So if it's truth for you, you're going to get a yes answer. If it's not truth for you, you're going to get a no answer. Now, there are 7 or 8 different ways that I know of to muscle test, but I'm just going to teach you 3. We've only got about 15 or 20 minutes today, so I'm going to teach you 3 that I have found that are really helpful for me. Now, the first one is the sway test. Now, you've been sitting for a few minutes, so I want you to stand up. I want you to shake off your hands, and I want you to really anchor your feet into the ground. Now, so you can see me, I'm going to stay sitting, and you can do this sitting. But when you first start to do this, I want you to stand up. So stand up, shake off your hands, really anchor your feet into the ground. Okay? All right. Now, the first thing I want you to do is you're going to actually talk to your body and say, body, I want you to sway forward for your yes answer. So I want you to go ahead and do that. Body, sway forward for a yes answer. Did you see me do that? Now, it's really interesting because it's really subtle. Now, as I'm looking through our people that are on, I don't see any of your faces or live. So you're seeing me. So I want you standing and I want you doing this. Now, I know people that have never done muscle testing, and when they do the sway test, it's like they didn't move. So I want you to be patient with yourself because you're doing something new. And so just talk to your body and say, body, I want you to sway forward for a yes answer. And it'll just be kind of subtle. Did you feel that? Okay, I hope you're standing. All right. Now, I want you to talk to your body again and say, body, I want you to sway backward for my no answer. Did you see my body sway? I promise I'm not making it do it. Body, sway backward for a no answer. All right. Now, I want you just to practice that for a minute. Stay standing, stay anchored into the ground, and say to your body, body, show me a yes answer. Isn't that cool? Body, show me a no answer. Show me a no. Show me a yes. Show me a yes. Now, the reason why I want you to do that over and over is because you're teaching your body something new. Now, if you've never done muscle testing, like I said, sometimes it just takes your body a minute to figure out what you're asking it to do. Now, at the bottom of that screen, it shows an example of how you can use this. In my energy practice, I have individual sessions with clients, and I use a book called emotions and essential oils. And oftentimes this will come up that a client needs this. And some people may say, you know, I've never used essential oils. I don't really have any use for that. And I say, okay, let's just try a little experiment. So I'd have them stand up and I'd have them hold this body on their heart chakra and say, body, sway forward if there's truth in this book for me. And you know, when it sways forward, their eyes pop out and they're like, oh my gosh, there's truth in that for me. So that's a way that you can use your sway test when you want to know something's truth for you. Now, in just a few minutes, we're going to ask more questions and you can practice that. Okay, now the next one is called arm to the side. Now, you do need a buddy for this, but I'll tell you in a minute why I like to use this one. So arm out to the side is where you stretch your arm out to the side like this. And you can see how my hand's a fist. It's right out here, okay? And then your buddy, your partner, is going to use 2 fingers and they're going to push on your wrist, okay? Now you don't have to push hard, just with a little bit of force. And so you're going to talk to your body again and say, body, show me a strong response by holding tight. And don't let it push you down. So my arm is holding tight so that I cannot push down. Body, hold tight. Okay, show me a yes answer. Show me a yes. All right. Now the next thing I want to teach you is how to have your arm out to the side show you a weak response. So you would say, body, show me a no response by allowing me to push you down. Show me a no. I mean, honestly, you guys, I can't hold it. Show me a no. Now, this really is not a good way to do it with one person, but what's fun is when you have a buddy and you could say, okay, I'm going to hold out to my side and I'm going to say, hold tight for a yes answer. And your buddy will not be able to push your arm down, okay? And then you could say, all right, show me a weak response by being able to push you down. And no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to hold it. And what's really funny about this one is when you have a big buff guy and he's holding his arm out and he cannot hold it. And it's just your 2 fingers that are pushing that down. And you will use the same force for both. Now, there's a reason why I like to use this one occasionally as well. If I'm in a session with a client and something comes up and they aren't really sure about that, if there's truth in that. So I will say, okay, put your arm out to the side and let's ask your body. And so my client would hold their arms out and I would say, hold strong if there's truth in that statement for so-and-so. And then that would indicate if there's truth in that. And it's a fun way if you're playing around with your spouse or your children to use arm to the side as well. So we've talked about the sway test. We've talked about arm to the side. We're going to do one more. And this one's actually my favorite because it's super easy to do. And with this one, I like to use my middle finger and my thumb. And some people may use the first finger. It doesn't really matter. And really, you don't have to be perfect with muscle testing because when you set that intention at the beginning, that's what's important. Now, when you are teaching your body, you're going to say, body, hold strong for a yes answer. But there's something I want to teach about this. I want you to pretend there's a little piece of Velcro right here and right here, and it just sticks. You don't have to be strong like a muscle man, like arm out to the side. Just your answer is going to be as if the Velcro makes it stick. Body, hold strong for a yes answer. So you say, show me a yes. Show me a yes. Show me a yes. And it's that simple. Now, teach your body to show you a weak response by breaking. Body, show me a weak response by breaking. Show me a no. Show me a no. Show me a no. Now, I want you to practice both of them. Show me a yes. Show me a no. Show me a yes. Show me a no. What is fun about this one is that if this one gets tired, you can switch. And you know, when you want to practice muscle testing, you can be really subtle. And just like if you're at the dinner table and you're asking questions about the food, you can just do it under the table. So, or I'm grocery shopping, I use this one a lot. But most people can do this one really easily. Okay, so you've learned the sway test, and you've learned arm out to the side, and you've earned flicking. So does anybody, if you want to unmute, does anybody have any questions about what we've done so far? No questions? We all good to go? All right. Now we're going to actually start asking our body questions. I want you to choose one of those. And I think it's probably easier if we use this one, the flicking one. We're going to start asking our body questions that our conscious mind knows. Now, your conscious mind, you make decisions all day long that you are consciously aware of. And so why I like you to use this is because as you ask questions and your body responds, you're going to recognize that yes and no, okay? So for example, I would say, my name is Lisa, and my body, it holds strong. Now, if I said, my name is George, that's obviously not George. Now remember, the reason I want you to ask these really basic questions is because you are allowing your body to practice what you've just taught it, okay? My name is Peter. My middle name is Gail. So practice asking that. Ask your name, that's your given name, and then ask a name that it's not. So practice that for a second. My name is Henry. My last name is Bailey. Okay. All right. The next question you can use is how old you are. Now I could say, I am 29 years old. Nah, my body knows I'm not. Okay. Or I could say, I am 58 years old. My body knows that truth. Okay. These are conscious questions that my body knows. I love to eat dark chocolate. Yes. Now I'm not asking if I need it. I'm asking, or I'm just saying, I love to eat it. Okay. I love split pea soup. No, I don't. That's the one thing I hate and that I do not like to eat. So I hope as I go through these, you are asking your body those questions. Now you can do right hand or left hand, whatever's most comfortable for you. The next question. I live in Utah. Strong response. I do. I live in Ohio. Nope, I don't. Okay. The next question. I do not like to do dishes. That is absolutely true. I do not like to weed. That is absolutely true. So ask yourself some of these obvious questions. The last one. I love to watch a good movie. Yes, I do. I love to just putter around in my yard. Yes, I do. I love to weed. No, I don't. Okay. So these are just some really obvious questions that you can ask your conscious mind. Remember, it's just to give your body practice using those skills. Okay. What I'd like to do is I want you guys to unmute yourselves if you have any questions. We've gone through this rather quickly because this is just a short introductory mini course. So do any of you have any questions about what we've done so far?
Yes, Lisa.
Hi.
Hello. I have a question. This is Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hello. On the sway test, when I get my yes, it's always going backwards and my no is going forwards. So is maybe one of my meridians off? What is up with that?
You know what? That's a really good question, and I've seen that before. And the explanation that I was told is that your polarity is off.
Okay.
Now, you can fix that by just retraining your body, but I also know two people who are exactly like you, and you know what?
Oh.
They still get accurate answers.
Okay.
It's still consistent, and they're like, it works, so I'm not going to change it.
Oh,
So
okay.
It's not that your way is wrong. It just means your polarity is off, and that's okay. If you are comfortable with that, I stick with it. Actually, there are 3 people I know, and it works for them.
Well, you know another one. No. Yeah.
So, did you have another question, Laura?
No. I was just saying that you know another person now that their polarity is off.
Actually, I know 3 people, my mother and my sister and a woman that I met at another muscle testing class. So yeah, it happens. It just, sometimes our bodies just respond that way. So that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can actually, if you go back a few slides and it talks about how to train your body, how you want it to respond, you can change that. But if you're comfortable with it, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. Are you, because I jumped on just a few minutes ago, are you going to send out this slide out to everybody?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Great. And you're going to get a PDF as well. Okay.
Wonderful. Okay.
Good question. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, thank you. On the flicking, is the middle finger is pressed. It's the fingernail is pressed against the thumb, correct?
Yes. Now I want to tell you. You know what? Remember, you don't have to be perfect.
Okay.
I see people kind of like they kind of morph their own variation, and it works for them because really it's your intention that you're setting when you start.
Okay.
So for me, I kind of stick it like right here where the joint is, because that's just comfortable for me.
Okay.
And when someone explained it to me about the Velcro, it was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense, because people tend to think, well, I can break it. Well, yeah, we can break it, but I want you just to trust that it's going to just stick.
Okay.
And it just makes sense, because when you think about Velcro sticking together, we can pull it apart. But initially when it sticks like that, it's together. And so just think to yourself, okay, when it sticks, that is my yes answer. And when it breaks, that's my no.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And so it's so easy to go back and forth. And when I do a session with somebody, sometimes I get tired and I can easily switch. But if you're ambidextrous, you can play with it and do both.
Okay, thank you.
Good questions. Does anybody else have any questions they want to ask? Okay, great.